And I was like, man, how dope would it be if a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying, took a similar stance against injustice that they see in, from police to the African American community. How dope would that be?
Very.
You know what I mean? Like how patriotic would that be if someone from a different race who was a prominent NFL figure, the face of the league, said, you know what, I'm sympathetic to the plight of the African American community, and I'm going to take a stance along with Colin Kaepernick, even though I've never been racially profiled, but the fact that other citizens of this country are, I'm going to stand in solidarity with them. Man, how American, how patriotic would that type of stance be?
It would be.
How effective would that be? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and that's the key. And it's like we talking about race relations, and even professional athletes still have not come together. Right. You know what I'm saying? To tackle these issues. I think there has to be a united front. There has to be a diverse, united front. You know what I'm saying? If two things need to happen. Kaepernick needs more support from more black athletes. You see what I'm saying? Or I should say not or. And in addition to, he needs a diverse, unified front, like you said, of other, white athletes who understand. They don't even have to understand. They just have to be. Like I said, I'm sympathetic. Right. I'm sympathetic to the plight of all Americans. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like Dr. King said, an injustice somewhere is an injustice everywhere. Yeah. It's a threat to justice everywhere. Right. And that's the truth. Now, I'm going to say this, Ish. I'm very disappointed that up to this point, there hasn't been a line of support backing Colin Kaepernick. That's very disappointing, man, and disheartening. You know what I mean? Well, the one thing I will say is, because really, I think Kaepernick. Listen, man. Matter of fact, I gotta sing a big shout out, man, to all of our veterans out there, man. Absolutely. Who understands, who understands where he's coming from. Veterans for Kaepernick. Yeah. I mean, because those individuals are intelligent people, and not quick reactionary individuals. Right. Who immediately react just based on emotion and ignorance, not logic, but just emotion and that emotion based on ignorance. Yeah. Like you said, just straight ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Those individuals who come to, Kaepernick's bat and support him, and you know what? And a lot of them aren't really supporting what he's saying. They're supporting his right to say it. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And you have all these people call themselves quote unquote Americans who have a problem with him voicing, well, he didn't protest the right way. Well, that's why they call it protest. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? There's no toolkit to how to protest. And you know what, Ish? I have an issue with those who choose to remain silent on issues, but then criticize those who choose to take a stance. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in the fight, then perhaps you have a legitimate angle to critique someone else's strategy if you're in the battle. Right. But now, if you're on the sideline and you're not contributing at all, then to me, you don't have a right to critique someone who has a vested interest and who is in the fight. You don't have a right to critique them. Right. That's one of the points that what's the brother Michael Williams, is that his name? Yeah. That spoke at the BET Awards recently. That's one of the points that he made that I thought was so that was so on point. We oftentimes find it easy to criticize individuals who have the courage and the fortitude, to in whatever method they choose to protest social ills, But if I'm not willing to risk the same thing that another individual is willing to risk, you know what I mean? Livelihood, monetary gain, endorsements. If I'm not willing to risk that, then I really don't have a right to criticize the method or the tactic
that someone else chooses to use.
Well, I also think you have a lot of people, man, who take that whole apolitical stance in society, and just, man, we just be quiet and make this money.
Yep, it's safe. It's safe.
But at the same time, you have to understand is that people are dying because for you to make this money.
Exactly.
You making millions, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get your money. But there has to be, we can do both. We can get the money. You see what I'm saying? But we also can tackle issues,
Sure.
that directly impact human beings.
Now, at the same time you do that, you're going to sacrifice. It's obvious you're going to sacrifice. And you may not get the credit that you probably deserve until after you're gone.
Right.
Look at the way we honored Muhammad Ali at the time of his passing. It was almost like a statesman ceremony. You know what I mean? But and really what he did, Colin Kaepernick's protest pales in comparison to what Muhammad Ali did.
Right.
You want to talk about somebody being labeled as unpatriotic. I mean, wow, this dude didn't just say, I'm not going to stand and salute the flag. He said, I'm not going to fight for this country.
Right.
I'm refusing enlistment. And now we honor him with the highest. We hold him in the highest of esteem here in this country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hypocrisy, man.
You know what? I want to play this. This interview with Minister Louis Farrakhan
and Mike Wallace. I knew you were going there, man.
Because I think that there's still a huge racial divide, and especially with white people, because white people, I hear white people ask a lot of times, so why do black people feel the way they do? And I know why they, and I know some people, ask that question honestly. You see what I'm saying? They ask that question honestly because it's because there's such a, we come from two different worldviews, and a lot of instances, two different societies. You see what I'm saying? So as you're growing up as a young white person with white privileges in this country, it's hard for you to see injustices around you.
It's like a fish that swims in water doesn't realize that he's swimming in water.
I mean, yeah. That's a very good analogy. You know what I'm saying? So let's put this thing in perspective real quick. Let's check this out.
Farrakhan, you go to Nigeria, which is, it's not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is. It could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America, or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood.
It's not the most corrupt.
Now, Mr. Wallace,
it is the most.
So, I think that's the divide. That's part of the divide. It's the fact that you have a segment of American society who feels that way, and then you have a segment of society who kind of looks at the world through the lens of Mike Wallace.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if you can't be self-reflective and look at yourself in the mirror, how can you get better?
Yeah.
You can't. If the mirror's in front of your face, but you refuse to look at it, and you just want to turn around and point your fingers at others, how can you be better? That's the question.
And you won't get better. So as a country, as a society, we don't get better. In fact, conditions worsen because of the arrogance, from my perspective, that disallows certain individuals to actually confront the real issues and the real topics that our brother Colin Kaepernick is attempting to bring attention to.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So yeah, man, this was a very, very, very important topic, man.
I agree.
And you know, the conversation is hopefully just beginning.
Well, yeah. I hope that Kaepernick is a symbolic tipping point to more athletes standing up, more athletes, understanding the importance to. You know what? Let me take that back, because I think we focus too much on athletes. But I think I do say this. I hope more athletes will speak up, but I also hope that more everyday people,
exactly,
black and white people,
exactly,
you see what I'm saying, understand the need to speak up about injustices around race in this country. The younger generation, this younger generation, I think they get it. Because I was just looking at a poll on CNN the other day, and they said 2 out of 3 people ages 25 and under believe that the Republican nor the Democratic Party really represent their interests anymore in this country.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the youth are starting to understand, that all this stuff is a farce.
I think that the worst reaction that any American can have to Colin Kaepernick's protest is what Donald Trump said. Maybe he should find a country that works for him. That whole, love it or leave it mentality is the worst thing that we could possibly do.
Right.
When it comes to race relations here in this country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, man.
Hey, but look, man, we have to come back for another show and because really we can go on for another couple hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell a friend about Beats, Rhymes, and Race on iTunes. I'm Ishmael El Amin. That's my man Don Juan. You see what I'm saying? We are Keepers of the Art. This is Beats, Rhymes, and Race.
Oh, Ish, hold on. Before we close out, man, I got to send an extra strong shout out to all the folks that came out in support of the Crossroads and Rock concert, man.
Yes, sir.
At the Musica. Thank you for everybody that came out, man. We hope you had a good time. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big up to the Crossroads, Raheem Devon and Brother Wes Felton.
By the way, y'all cop that album, man. Footprints on the Moon.
Crazy album. Dropping in a couple weeks. So y'all stay tuned for that. And don't forget, tell a friend about Grandmaster Flash. You see what I'm saying? The Jizza, as well as OC. That's Saturday, October 8th at Musica here in Akron, Ohio, man. The 2016 Keepers of the Art Music Showcase Concert Series, man. So check it out. Check us out online at www.keepersoftheartinc.com as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I think we're going to go out with this Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Okay.
So, because we all need to straighten it out,
Straighten it out then, brother.
No doubt.
Let's run it.
Peace. Love y'all.
Chalk line and put the needle to the grind. Representing one kind, seeing eye for the blind. Witness what I carry on, bears a further purpose. From how we do slam a few, then you wanna purchase a dialogue of funk. You love to pop it in your trunk. I win more discipline than a Shaolin monk. Beat Rock and CL, well set to spark it. The powerful target to destroy the black market. But when you say black, listen, I don't know, you lose me. I guess another beggar can't afford to be choosy. I come to the maximum, artist on the major label. Any duplication of this one is fatal. On 125, I gotta hit your line. Beat your ass with my tape, any race or shape. Cause if they got mine, they got yours too. But together, here's what we gotta do.